Good morning or good evening, Mr. DeSantis. Today we will talk about the theme of the crimes against nature that appears in both Mary Shelley and Coleridge works. The Romantics chose nature as their main subject because it was a way for them to escape from the Industrial Revolution and its fumes. Poetry written during this age was almost always focusing on the three themes of nature, philosophy, and beauty. One of the main themes about nature is the Rime of the Ancient Mariner by Coleridge. That starts a number of poems that talks about philosophy and the mysteries of life and nature. This poem is about a man on a voyage who kills an albatross on a ship, and then he gets punished by seeing the death of all his crewmates. This poem is believed to have been the main inspiration for Dr. Frankenstein of Mary Shelley. This novel tells the story of the scientist Victor Frankenstein, who succeeds in giving life to a being of his own creations through part of corpses. Both works focus heavily on nature, or more about the crimes against it. The mariner motivated act against nature gets punished by changing the fate of the whole crew on the ship, while Victor Frankenstein commits a crime by creating a human-like being without the participation of a woman, and so he breaks nature laws, and so he gets punished with the death of his wife and father, and the blood that was created by his creature will always be in his hands, and so he will always be guilty. For Shelley, nature represents a sublime entity which feels utter indifference for a man. For her, nature is both beautiful and deadly, a majestic force that we must appreciate. But she also warns us that we must not compare beauty to tranquility. For Coleridge, nature had an essential role in poetic creativity because it stimulated the poet to find natural elements that could represent his emotions and feelings, and it represented the awareness of the presence of the ideal in the real. The rhyme of Coleridge has always been interpreted as a grim parable about the crimes against nature. In fact, we can link this poem to our current times, talking about the goals 14 and 15 of the Agenda 2030. These two goals address the importance of protecting our natural environment for sustainable development. The goal 14 tackles the problem of the ocean. The marine life is threatened by overfishing, and the pollution is reaching alarming levels. While the goal 15 reminds us that forests are being lost to deforestation and desertification. An action is needed to protect both our biodiversity and ecosystems, to protect also the human development. In fact, in the poem, the mariner is punished for his sacrilegious acts, and he understands that nature is also part of God's creation, so he promises to never commit this sacrilegious act ever again, and to tell this story to other travelers to get them to avoid his same mistakes.